Hi everybody, it's Belle and I am back with another video. My first one, if you have not already seen it, I'll link it in the description box. This video, however, is going to be on how to finance the program. Everyone has different support groups, different resources. If you are doubting whether or not you're going to study abroad because the cost is just so, it just seems like it's so unreachable, it's not. My program, and when I say my program, I mean the whole cost of basically what the price is for me to study abroad. So that's living expenses like food, airfare, tuition, books, housing. That's all wrapped into my program price. And for me, that's a little less than $15,000. But the good thing is that my school specifically, I don't know how every university is about this, but for my school, they'll take the term or the year, whatever. They'll take that financial aid and they'll apply it. So that leaves me with about $10,000 to really come up with on my own. I saved bits of my disbursements. So I think this is how it works for every student. Like if you have leftover money from your financial aid that you didn't use for tuition. So that left me with about $7,500. So after that is when I started looking for work. So I found a part-time job. I asked friends and family if they wanted to donate by making a GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page is specifically for friends and acquaintances and things like that. Family and family, they're just gonna give me money personally. I think about 1,000 would happen from that, and then so that leaves me with about 4,000. So with that goal, I'm basically doing a bunch of little things like singing at talent shows. I'm doing something called a can bottle drive, which I made a little flyer for neighbors for them to leave a bag of cans or bottles that I could take to recycle. That leaves me with about $3,000, and that gets to the good stuff, which is scholarships. What I meant by in the beginning that there are so many opportunities to finance your program, I'm not kidding. There are so many websites of scholarships that are specifically for students that are studying abroad. There are also just regular scholarship websites for just regular tuition, academic type things. Minority specific scholarships, so if you're a certain race, if you have a disability, if you're a first-generation college student, if you're a woman, sometimes if you're a man, if you're a certain major, if you live in a certain state, there's just so many demographics of scholarships. You just really need to take a few days to kind of go through the list, see which ones you're eligible for. Make sure you start early if you want to do scholarship. There's a few scholarships out of the 16 that I applied for or that I'm in the process. So if you go to Portland State, they just released a new scholarship called the Levy Scholarship, and it's a $500 scholarship, and it was really easy to do. And also I'm going to be linking everything that I've talked about in the description box. So scholarship names, talent shows that I'm doing, basically all my financing ideas I'll be putting in the description box below so you can reference them and just go to the websites. Go Overseas. A lot of people know of Go Overseas. I think it's just called the Go Overseas Scholarship, but that one you do have I think it's a 250 word essay, and you have to post a picture answering a prompt. The prompt this year is what about your study abroad experience are you most excited for? So you have to post a picture that's reflecting that in some way, and then a picture describing how that reflects the answer for that question. The next one, this is a really good one. It's called the ABV Scholarship. So this is really exclusive. Anyways, I will link it down below. It is $15,000, and they award 3 different ones. So, I mean, there's a handful of people who have UC or Crohn's, but compared to all the other scholarships, it's a smaller group of people, you know? So I would definitely apply for that if you are one of those students. The last one that I want to talk about is a scholarship that probably a lot of you have heard of if you are on the Pell Grant for financial aid. I'm so sorry, I keep kicking my camera. It's called the Gilman International Scholarship. The really big things that are involved in this is there are 2 essays, and they're both really long. There's a lot that goes into this application. So if you are planning on applying, I would get a head start. For me, it opened in January and it was due in March. I finished like a week early, but it just seemed like I was doing it I feel like I did that more than I did my homework. If you want to do that, I suggest you just start on your essays. Like, you can go online and see what the essays are about, so you can kind of have like an outline and some information that you want to put in your essays, so that when you do see the actual prompt, you already have like a handful of stuff that you want to add to for your essay. Yeah, that is basically the only scholarship that I want to talk about. But like I said, I have applied for 9 already, and I'm in the process of applying for like 7 more. There's just so many opportunities to finance your program. It is a lot of work, but it's so worth it. Keep organized. Write down all your scholarships. Write down when they're due. Write down which ones you've done, which ones you're working on. Write down when you will know of if you were accepted on a scholarship or not. Write down the prices of each scholarship. Just be very, very organized when it comes to applying. Like, if I didn't, I would forget deadlines. I'd forget like which ones I've applied for. Probably applied to the same one like 3 times and forget. So just like stay organized, stay on top of it, and it'll be all worth it, I promise. So if you have any more questions, put them down below. Things that have websites, I will put them down below, so don't worry about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying through this whole video, and we will see you next time.